And that's our answer to that reply.
Okay, let's go to the phones. Up to Haverford, Connecticut. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Hello, Representative Hastert. Do you have a big dick?
I'm moving right along.
Mr. Lockerbie. And that's the tragedy.
Congressman James Oberstar, our guest. Let's go right to the phones. Westchester, Pennsylvania, you're first. Good morning.
Good morning, Connie. My question for Representative Oberstar is if he feels that you shave your snatch.
Congressman, let me go ahead.
I didn't.
I did not understand that.
Jacobtown, Pennsylvania, thanks for waiting. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Sir, how do you feel about Baba Booey?
I'm sorry? About Baba Booey?
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with Baba Booey?
Well...
Somersworth, New Hampshire. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi. I have two quick questions for Mr. Jackson. First, I'd like to know, what do you think of Howard Stern?
Moving right along, let's go to Post Falls, Idaho. You're on the air.
Oh, hello.
New York for a question.
Good evening, Mr. Auerbach. I work for a custom house broker at JFK and Kennedy Airport, and I don't think it's such a smart idea, this international trade policy. I see many huge companies relocating abroad for cheaper labor, and I would like to know, do you think it would be wise for the U.S. to trade Howard Stern and Baba Booey? Gagia.
Well, there's a call about international trade and how it affects jobs in the U.S. Let's take that part of the question.
Go ahead, please.
Yes. Earlier you were talking about how the president avoids the media, and I think the reason for that is because the media become one-sided, for the reason being with the gays in the military. You criticize him how he's putting gays in the military, but at the same time, you put down how it's ridiculous to discriminate against people in the private sector. And I'm sick of hearing people, especially in the media, criticize Howard Stern and Baba Booey.
Oh, he did it again. Don't listen. Don't worry. Don't waste. This is another Howard Stern thing.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the president really put himself up against the wall tonight by talking bad about everything that's going on, and it was a really sad state of affairs to watch him do that, and it was especially bad. I guess he signed his own death certificate when he turned his back on Howard Stern.
Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
It's just
New York City, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. We're talking about, I want to talk about whitewater. I feel that it has no effect on my family, on myself. I don't see an important issue. I get up in the morning, I go to work, I come home, I raise my family, and I feel no effect from whitewater. I don't see why this is a bigger issue than it should be, and I don't see why it should be a big effect on Howard Stern and Baba Booey, Howard Stern.
And the gentleman accomplished his goal this morning on Howard Stern's 44th birthday.
Moving on to Baltimore, to our American Muslims line. Welcome.
I hope this doesn't bother you, but I've been imagining what you look like naked.
I think we're going to move on right to Philadelphia. Hello, Philly.
Our first call from Union, New Jersey. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm a soldier. I'm serving in the U.S. Army. I'm over there in Germany. I'm back here in the States right now for a little while. I have to say, in regards to all these people that are so anti-American, in protest, they're protesting all over Europe against us. All I have to say to them is that, I'm an American and I can suck my own cock.
Savannah, Georgia.
Riverside, Illinois. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Murphy, I was just wondering if you feel that there's a resemblance.
Caller, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Do you feel that there's a resemblance between your pubes and the hair on your head?
Savannah, Georgia, Democrat.
Island, New York is on our yes line.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Fine, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm all for democracy. I think, we got these celebrities running around like, Sheryl Crow and Kim Basinger, Susan Sarandon, Robin Rosinski. They should all be bukkakied, sprayed down with my sperm.
Los Angeles, California on our no line.
Urbana, Illinois. Good morning.
Hi, I'm calling for Urbana, Illinois. And I just wanted to say that I actually support President Bush because he's a large fan of Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Time Magazine. this morning is posting this.
Move on then to Las Vegas. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I think President Bush has a very simple view on this, and I think he tends to get overcomplicated. I think that Saddam hasn't given up Baba Booey's teeth or Howard Stern's butt yet.
And we'll move on to Sterling Heights, Michigan. Good morning. Cocoa Beach, Florida, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, I think they should tax at a low rate and use the money to fix Baba Booey's teeth.
And this is at the federal page.
Next call, Newark, New Jersey. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I got myself into really bad debt. I was paying one credit card off with another for over 4 years. I just went on, and I'm like really broke right now, about to file bankruptcy. I'm trying to get a penile implant. I need to enlarge my package to pick up the chicks these days.
Oxford, North Carolina is up next. Good morning.
North Wales what? Maybe go ahead, North Wales. What is the state you're calling from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
I
you can.
Yes, I'm calling from North Wales, Pennsylvania.
Oh, hi.
How you doing? My question
Very
is,
good, thank you.
what do you think of the book Private Parts from Howard Stern?
You know, I've never read that book, so I can't really tell you what I think of it.
Classic Howard Stern calls. You have now been the ploy for a Howard Stern call.
Have I really?
Yes,
How about
does that mean that
oh,
you've
wow.
moved?
Another whole level of success. Gosh, I'm so flattered.
We have a call this morning on the international line from Pakistan. Welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Bolsak T. Baghar. I call from Pakistan. I do not think that this is a good idea because it will only cause further tension between nations of the world. And I feel, as what they say, nobody will do this to Israel. And do you believe that Howard Stern has a small piece?
Let's go to Peckway, Pennsylvania. Hello.
They're going to go crazy in the year 2004.
Thank you. Philadelphia, go ahead.
Boy, the callers are really fired up this morning. I just want to say I have a really big penis. I can suck my...
Let's go next. It's really very unnecessary. Next, we go to Washington, D.C.
Hi.
Good morning.
I'm in Washington, PA.
Pennsylvania, sorry.
It's okay. Connie, it's an honor to talk with you.
Toronto, Ontario, you're next up with the ambassador. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Jawad. My question is, do you have a big penis?
Man, I can't believe that guy got back on. Norco, California.
Yeah, it's Norco, California.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Massapequa, Long Island is next on our question of Mr. Alan Greenspan's statements on Social Security benefits.
Yeah, good morning. I'm a disabled veteran, and, most of all, I'm an American. And Representative Heather Wilson from New Mexico is a cunt.
Next up is a call from Philadelphia. Good morning, supporter of the president.
Good morning. Howard Stern, dickhead.
Next from the Washington Post, and good morning to you. And the idea came from Mark Halpern, who's the political editor with ABC News, joining us on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Steve, good morning. All I can say is Baba Booey Howard Stern. Just
Thank you very much. Always makes our day, doesn't it, Mark? Next up is a call from Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning. Would you just say hi to Howard Stern?
We seem to be getting a lot of those calls today, so it's just one of those mornings. Next up, as we continue to look at the New York City skyline, is Newark, New Jersey. Good morning.
Howard Stern, dickhead!
Pensacola, Florida. Good morning.
How you doing? We actually had a tragedy here this summer. I lost my home. I don't know if the ambassador was aware of the tragedies we had here with water issues in the summer. Was he?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I really understand his pain, and I'm just curious. We needed money to rebuild. That was the key thing for our home. Bush came here. That's why I voted for him. Mm-hmm. But is that right now what's needed the most? Is it the money? Is it food? Is it Howard Stern?
Well, I think the most needed operation would be to find all the bodies.
Pittsburgh, North Carolina, you are up first. Good morning.
Hi, yes. I think President Bush will make a good choice. I trust him completely. I think Howard Stern might be one of his choices, and Baba Booey possibly.
Pipestone, Minnesota.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
That's just a nasty trial balloon they're putting out there to float to serve as one more distraction. They made it clear they got their agenda. They're going to do what they want to do. And I think that no small part of that agenda, sir, is racking up a record deficit to starve the entitlement programs, to starve Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and public education and all that they're doing, which is just so despicable. So the war just adds to that deficit, and you can't forget the industries that these criminals come from. They come from the oil industry, Bush, Cheney. They've all gone back and forth from industry to lobbyists to government and back and forth over the decades to structure the laws the way they do. And as a result, the only person who can really save us is Howard Stern.
Next call comes to us from...
Hello?
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. Yes, would you ever consider giving Howard Stern the...
Houston, Texas. Good morning.
Spring Valley, New York. You're on with Frank Luntz. Go ahead.
Happy holidays, gentlemen. I just want to say that you were talking about the NSA earlier, the wiretapping. It's not about if it's me or you. It's about the fact that this lately that this president's been running over our Constitution, just like they run over Howard Stern on Sirius Radio.
Okay, we'll just keep moving to Miami, Florida. First one we've gotten since Mr. Stern moved over to Sirius Radio. So,
do you have that issue where people call in about Howard Stern? And
yeah,
then they say something?
we just kind of ignore him.
He's hard to ignore. He's a very striking
but that's our first
individual.
one, so congratulations to that caller and Merry Christmas. Miami, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes.
Next is St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, St. Louis.
Yes, hello?
You're on the air.
Yes, I just want to say, God bless America, God bless George W. Bush, and God bless Howard Stern.
Let's go to Oak Park, Illinois.
Brooklyn, New York. Go ahead.
Hello.
You're on, ma'am. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a serious question? How big is your cock?
Baltimore, Maryland. Good morning.
And personally, Brian, you are a suspect also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Rockford, New York. You're on the air.
Hello, Brian.
Hi.
Hey, if you look at it historically, I think the Republicans handled this issue better. I mean, you have Barney Frank, who was having anal sex on Speaker of the House, I forget his name, Tip O'Neill's desk, and he stays in Congress. You have Bill Clinton getting oral sex in the Oval Office and ejaculating on Monica Lewinsky's dress, and he's not having sex with that woman. And then you have Mr. Foley, who's masturbating before a vote and asking the size of a young boy's penis, and the kid's ejaculating in a towel, and Mr. Foley resigns. So I think if you look at it, the whole picture, that the Republicans handle it better because, at least their guy, after he ejaculates and comes, he resigns as opposed to the Democrats.
Let's, I'm sure by now there are a lot of people not happy with the last caller. Let's not get too graphic from now on if possible. And if you do, I'm not going to leave you on. Let's go to Detroit, Michigan. Go ahead.
Next up is Lansdowne, Pennsylvania on our line for Republicans. Good morning and welcome to the Washington Journal.
Hey, good morning. I just have two quick points here. One, I feel that there are equal rights when it comes to marriage because a gay man has the same right to marry a woman that a straight man has. And two, personally, I do support gay marriage, but only when both chicks are hot. Thank you.
Let's move on to...
Go ahead, Elk Grove.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Hey, just wanted to make a comment, about this is the first time in any election that, I voted Democrat, and that's because, all of the one-way street that the Republican Party seemed to be going, it sounded an awful lot like Howard Stern's butthole.
All right, we're going to clear the lines, and we'll continue to take your calls.
Good morning. Caller, you with us?
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I had a question about Barry, or is it Ferry? What's his name?
Perry.
Perry, I'm sorry. I had a question about his big black penis.
Let's go to Long Island, New York. Good morning.
Next up is Burnsville, Minnesota on our line supporting Republicans. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, and thank you for C-SPAN. I'd just like to ask our representative from New Jersey how Afghanistan is going to be dealing with the loss of opium if we're going to prevent it. It seems like a staple crop, and, how does that correlate to Howard Stern's penis?
It's a great question. We've got, the Howard Stern question was an interesting one. The opium exports from Afghanistan have been a major source of their income, and obviously that's destructive of life around the world. The success in Afghanistan will depend upon replacing the opium economy with a legitimate economy that produces some good or service the rest of the world wants. And that's what I think we have to do, Howard Stern notwithstanding.
Enfield, Connecticut on our line for independence.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, you're up first. Go ahead.
Oh, good morning to C-SPAN. You know, I just kind of want to know, it seems to me that we owe a lot of our money to China. And, you know, it doesn't seem like we got any money to be giving out aid to anyone. If anything, people should be helping us. And, you know, how does that correlate to Howard Stern's penis?
Okay, we're moving on.
Next call for Ambassador Durrani comes from Lazelle, Quebec. Go ahead.
Yes, I think the major problem with Pakistan is the fact that Howard Stern...
Colorado Springs, Colorado. Good morning.
Hello? You're on. Go ahead.
Oh, I would like to say something. Howard Stern.
We're going to move on to Savannah, Georgia, on our line for Democrats. Good morning.
Haroldburg or Heldburg, California. Good morning.
Yes, it's Healdsburg.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
My name is Nico Saldana, and I'm a school teacher. I voted Republican for the last election. However, I regret the decision. President Bush did declare war, and I disagree with this decision. We should have gotten out of there much sooner, and Howard Stern has a big...
Nashville, Tennessee, on our independence line. You're next.
Thank you for your call, Philadelphia. You're on the air.
Hi, I wanted to talk about the war on drugs. I just think that basically having a war on your own people is a bad idea. And do you like Howard Stern's butt cheese?
And we'll move on to Iota, Wisconsin, Democrat. Iota, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Hammond, Indiana for David Brody of CBN News. Hello there.
Yes. Good morning. I just, about Hillary, she is the most two-faced, phony, amoral. She doesn't have a backbone. She sways with the wind. She does anything to get what she wants. I cannot believe anybody would absolutely just believe anything that comes out of that two-faced mouth.
Caller, let me just jump in. Give us one example, please.
What position her position changes with the polls. She has no moral compass. She's she just does what she wants to have the power. She is a two-faced, phony bitch.
Okay. All right, let's drop that caller. But what about the two-faced comment?
Well, no, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Fine.
My question is, do you like hairy balls in your mouth?
Let's go next to Dallas, Texas. You're on the air. Please go ahead.
Tool, Illinois. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing? First, I would just like to say that, thank you to the bat right there for just, with all the persecution and all the stuff that's been going on, and you guys have not been getting a lot of fan service as far as things go, and I just really want to thank you for sticking through it and keep doing your job and, keep doing what you do, despite, a lot of people really not liking it. And as far as that goes, I would really just like to give you a nice big fuck.
McLean, Virginia. You're on the Washington Journal.
Good morning. I have two questions for our guest. One, I'd like to go ahead and put out there, I fought in Afghanistan from 2005 to 2006 in the 173rd Airborne Brigade. And
Troy, New York. You're on the Washington Journal. Go ahead.
I would just like to thank you for taking my call, number one. And number two, you should go fuck yourself.
On the USA...
Back to your calls. Seattle, Washington. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I just want to know what your opinion is on Harry Balzac.
We'll go on to St. Louis, Missouri. Try to get
on our immigrants line from Sacramento, California. Go ahead.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Yes. My question has to do with the public perception of illegal immigrants and Howard Stern's...
Peoria, Illinois, Republican. You're on the air.
Next call is from Cleveland. Good morning to you. How is the economy in your area of the state?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm going to answer what the question asked. I'm not going to get into politics. Economy, there used to be a bunch of steel work, and anymore, there's not any of that. I think the biggest problem has to do with Howard Stern's penis.
We'll go on to Port Jervis, New York. Good morning to you.
Chicago, you're our next phone call on the Democrats line. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. What do you think?
I was going to ask you about the Olympics. I was wondering actually how President Bush, I mean, you know, we look back to the previous Olympic Games, you know, during the Cold War in 80 and 84 and the boycotts, if that's even an option, and, you know, I mean, what President Bush could do, and Howard Stern's penis.
All right, we'll move on next to a phone call from Hawaii on the independent line.
Next up is Orlando, Florida, on our line for Republicans.
Hello?
Orlando?
Hello?
Go ahead.
I was wondering if you respect Howard Stern.
Cincinnati, Ohio, on our line for Democrats. Go ahead.
Democrats line, your first phone call. What do you think?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm on Social Security, and I just got to say one thing.
Howard Stern!
And we'll move on to Amherst, Massachusetts, independent line.
Another Republican call from Dusty, Washington.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, am I on the air?
You are on the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not on a cell phone. That must be from the Stone Age here.
Let's go next to Lakeland, Florida, on our line for Democrats. Good morning. Phoenix, good morning.
I think Mr. Dove has a very excellent point. If you follow the recent curve of the BONR, you'll find that there is definitely much friction and definitely much slippery action going on there. And I've just got to say that when you do follow the boner.
Burlington, Vermont. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Hello. I was just wondering if during the Clinton administration.
And former speechwriter and communications director for the Speaker of the House, Dennis Hastert, Warren, Michigan, is our first caller. Good morning to you on the Republican line.
Warren, Michigan?
Yes, good morning, caller.
Yeah, I'm a simple man. I'm a Republican. And all I can say is I scratch my ass and say, is this the best of America?
Okay, we're going to go on to Scottsdale, Arizona. Good morning to you. Please, no profanity on this network.
Don't worry.
Leave that for satellite radio.
Don't worry.
Good morning.
I'll leave that for Republican Talk Radio.
I didn't say Republican, I just said satellite, but go ahead.
Heartland, Michigan, good afternoon. Michigan, you with us? There we go, Michigan.
Thanks. Basically, in the inauguration, I want to hear what specifically Obama is going to do in the first 100 days, and a lot like what the last caller said, healthcare, and specifically in healthcare, medical marijuana. It's a big issue to me.
Why?
As if it was legalized, I could definitely benefit from it.
In what way?
Well, I have glaucoma, and that's like a big disease that medical marijuana can help. And also, I want to know, do you respect Howard Stern's penis?
Brooklyn, New York.
Next is the call from New Orleans. Tripp, Democrats line. Good morning.
Hey, yeah, I've been watching the Senate for a while now.
And what do you think?
Well, you know, they are dysfunctional. I completely agree with the earlier caller. I mean, I was watching it the other night, and I think it's been reduced to about 100 people sitting in a room jacking themselves off.
Right, we don't need that.
We have a call here from Greece. Mike on our Independence line in Athens. Go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Wolfowitz. Can you fit a penis in that?
We go to Bardford, Pennsylvania, and here's a call from Arlen, Texas. Dale, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I just want to point out, I see the main problem with the war. It isn't Obama, and the problem is Howard Stern's anus.
Arlington, Virginia.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Mark on our line for Republicans. You're on the Washington Journal.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think the FDA should definitely have more insight about, because, I mean, like, you can't be too careful, you know, when it involves, like, salmonella, E. coli, all this bacteria. I mean, in my personal opinion, I just think this whole egg problem is coming from Howard Stern's ass.
Ron, a Republican in Richmond, Virginia. What do you think? What has this lame duck session accomplished in your view?
Well, not a whole lot in terms, especially because the president wants to reach across the aisle and actually cut taxes. But I tell you what we have accomplished is that Howard Stern has got 5 more years.
And we'll move on to West Palm Beach.
Ron in Sharon, Pennsylvania. You're on the Washington Journal. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Rob. Thank you for taking my call. Can you hear me?
I can. Tell us about how your community has changed over the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. You know, I notice more people in the area. Excuse me, I'm on my way to work. I'm on my way to work this morning on Howard Stern's cock.
Mark is joining us from Oregon, our line for Republicans, Democrats, and Republicans sitting together side by side. What do you think?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the show. I think, in response to the previous caller, that indeed they should work together, not just sit together. There have been some rumors going around about a man named Darian Campo. I'm not completely sure who he is, but people are saying that he lost the game on TV and also my balls.
We'll go to Tom next, and I apologize for that call in Oregon. Michael is joining us from Dover, Delaware. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Mike.
Yes, I had a comment about Bank of America's ATM withdrawal fees. I think they're way too high, and I think the CEO of the Bank of America should be Howard Stern and Baba Booey.
Okay, we'll stop you there, and we appreciate if you get through to have a serious comment and not use this to pull a prank or make a joke. We'll go to Randy in Shreveport, Louisiana. You're next.
Good morning, Jose.
Good morning. My name is Jose. I am white. I am socialist. I don't like blacks, Jews, Marxists. I am racist. I have no religion. Adolf Hitler was absolutely correct to
Jose, what is that?
Jews.
Apparently, Jose likes the freedom of speech. We'll go on to other callers as the show goes on. But Fresno, California, John on our Democrats line. Welcome.
Yes, hello?
Turn down your TV. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would like to make a quick comment.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Howard Stern's penis?
Let's go on to Brady, Republican in Cleveland, Ohio.
First call comes from Malden, Massachusetts. Tommy on our line for Independence. Go ahead.
Hi there. I think marching on Washington is a great American tradition, and I'd like to announce on 11/11/11, Ron Paul is going to march on Washington and announce his vice presidential candidate, Howard Stern. Bob?
I don't think that's going to be happening.
Peter is on the phone, joining us from New Jersey. Good evening. Welcome.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great. Go ahead with your question. Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to make 1 point, and then I'll get off. You're a douchebag.
Okay, we'll go to Mark next. We apologize for that phone call. We'll go to Mark in Arlington, Texas. Go ahead, please. Next is Ray joining us from Ottawa, Canada. As you look at this from north of the border, what's your take on these Republican debates, Ray?
Well, I think that that the video you played about the marital infidelity is very relevant because I feel like that entire round showed ABC moderators' true bias against Mr. Gingrich, of whom I'm a supporter. And I look at C-SPAN as the example of a network which has the ability to stay unbiased. And first, I have to ask you, Mr. Scully, if you personally have a circumcised penis.
We apologize for that. This program works when you can weigh in with thoughtful comments. We apologize for that comment, and we hope that you don't call again. Jim is joining us from Freeport in the Bahamas. Good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning. And good morning, Mr. Satter, too. I think everybody remembers a few years ago when there was that war in Chechnya with regards to the territorial integrity of Russia, and especially seeing the protests going on right now, it could really lead one to ask the question, Mr. Satter, do you have a circumcised penis?
Okay, I apologize. We've had some callers who have gotten through, and we apologize for that very much.
Well, that's that happens.
We're going to go on to Ellen in Washington, D.C.
Please make sure you mute your television when you call in, and we will go first to John in Birmingham, Alabama. John's on our Republican line.
Yes, sir. I was just wondering, do you respect Howard Stern's penis?
Let's go to Sean in Minnesota, Democratic caller.
Debbie is our first caller this morning for Judge Greg. Go ahead.
Well, hello, Governor Greg. First, I'd like to say that you were my governor and congressman and senator for some time, and we were pulling for you to run for president yourself. But your support of Mitt Romney
that's very nice of you.
supporting
Thank
Mitt Romney as well. And, of course, the Mitt Romney has very high expectations for the campaign and for his victory in the New Hampshire primary. I was wondering, what size lead do you think he needs to avoid his appointment? And also, how big is Mitt Romney's penis?
Charlotte, North Apologies, Governor. Charlotte, North Carolina, Marcus.
Let's go to Clarence, Democratic line in Jacksonville, Florida, and hear what he has to say. Hi, Clarence.
Hi, good morning. It's
Good
a very
morning.
exciting day here in America, the New Hampshire primary. I think it's very interesting to see how different this race is from previous races when you look at the amount of personality that you see in the Republican field. Herman Cain with his 999 plan, Rick Perry with his oops, Michelle Bachmann with her very hairy vagina.
Oh, excuse me. That was totally inappropriate. And we're talking about the candidates and what's going on in New Hampshire. Let's go to another New Hampshire call. Dan joins us, Republicans line. Good morning, Dan. Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning. I'm calling from Portsmouth. And
Great, welcome.
Good morning. I used to be an assistant to the Portsmouth city manager, and part of my job would be to help prepare for the primary, so I know a little bit of what Chairman McDonald's going through, a very little bit. I know you have a big job today, sir. And my question is regards to how turnout will affect the eventual result, and that is for Mr. Chairman. Do you believe that Mitt Romney has a big penis?
Oh. I apologize, Chairman McDonald, for that comment. We're trying to keep the conversation productive here this morning.
I wanted to make sure I heard him right.
Yeah, your ears did not fail you, unfortunately.
Hear from Carl now in Orlando. Hey there, Carl.
Hello. Yeah, before I have my comment, I've been enjoying the discussion very much. I've been listening to C-SPAN for several years, and probably the last few days have had the highest amount of obscene callers. So I'd like to ask a procedural question. What is C-SPAN doing to crack down on these calls?
Well, whenever we hear something, first of all, we try to admonish. We try to cut them off as best we can. We're not on any kind of delay or anything, so we just have to do the best we can and hope that we're getting the best from our callers. That's pretty much what I can say.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the level of discussion has gone down. But about the Romney situation, I actually think the attacks are the best thing that could happen for Romney. The best type of attacks that could happen whatsoever for Romney because they highlight his business experience. You go to the exit polls in New Hampshire, you see what they're voting for him for. They're voting for him because they care about the economy, because they care about winning the election, and they're voting for him because of his huge penis.
All right, let's caller messing with us this morning. We hope to get the best of our callers. He set himself up nicely there, but let's move on. We don't need that kind of stuff on the program. Riverside, California, Solomon, go ahead, please. Austin, Texas, Lex, Democrat, you're up next.
Yes, hi. I think Romney should suck a cock.
Going to move on to the next call, and hopefully a substantive one from Haymarket, Virginia.
Maryville, Illinois. Good morning, Kyle.
Yeah, I just have
Yes.
I just have an incredible issue with what's been going on with this. The world it's been so sick. I can't believe how milky your tits look.
Looking at some other stories.
Reno, Nevada on our Democratic line. Good morning, Tony.
Yeah, hello. Before I talk about the furloughs, I just wanted to give my opinion about John Boehner. I mean, he's a fucking nigger asshole.
Hey, all right. Sorry about that. I apologize. We'll go to Tom is joining us. Good morning from Las Vegas, Republican line.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
All right, thank you for C-SPAN. Well, you know what? I've been hearing about this, and you know what? I'm a Republican, but more importantly, I'm an American. And in regards to the Dodd-Frank, you know, I have a really big fucking cock. I mean,
okay. We're going to go to Crystal next in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I apologize for that phone call. We don't like to have that on this network, and we tried to make sure that doesn't happen. Crystal, good morning.
We'll go to Tommy first. First phone call, Malden, Massachusetts, Republican line. Tommy, what's on your mind?
Hi, I love C-SPAN. Detroit, I've been to many times. It should be leveled and made a huge marijuana dispensary. Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis.
All right, we'll move on to Joseph.
Dan is from Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, asking if your views have changed on gun control since Sandy Hook. Good morning.
Good morning. You mentioned that 91 children have died, and I think that's an absolutely disgusting statistic. And, you know, no children should die ever from gun violence, but there are 310 to 320 million people in this country. That is an absolutely small statistic, and for you to even mention it, you are a disgusting human being, and I think that you are awful person. I hate your guts. Howard Stern, bye.
Reed, Union, Washington, Republican line. Let's take our first call of the morning from California, Republican line. Joe Biden, should he run for president? Jed is on the line. Good morning.
Yes, I feel as though Obama is not doing a good enough job. You know, that dirty socialist motherfucking piece of shit.
Stephanie, Roselle Park, New Jersey. Jed, up next. Hannondale, Florida. Jed, good morning.
Yes, I'm from Atlanta originally, and so I like to read the Atlanta Journal-Constitution online. And it was very good for me when the snowstorm hit because I could keep in touch with my family. And the only thing is, it's quite distracting sometimes. It's quite distracting because you got all the other tabs and various shit going on and zombie midget porn and all
Joyce is up next from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Good morning. Our first call this morning on the topic. This is Jack. Jack, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jack Strickland. I don't think school segregation is really that much of an issue anymore, but I would like to say I have a really big penis. I can suck my...
Jay from Souderton, Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Hi, wow. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. What do you think about the issue of school segregation? Do you think it's still an issue in this day and age?
We'll go on to Jed in Pennsylvania, Republican caller. Hi, Jed.
Hello.
You're on the air.
I just find it incredibly hypocritical that politicians talk about Memorial Day when they are the ones who send people to war. And people always point to the fact that soldiers fight for the right to vote, but I think they fight for the right not to vote because all politicians are cunt bags. Fucking cunt bags.
Okay, well, I apologize for that. Unfortunate on a day like today.
Thomas in Houston, Texas, Republican line. Thanks for holding. You're on with Michael Gordon of the New York Times.
Penis, big penis, penises everywhere.
All right, we're going to move on to Mike in Norwood, Massachusetts, Democrat.
Is Stan from New York.
Yes, am I on?
Yes, you're on.
All right, I want to bring something up here that a lot of people have seemed to gloss over. There was a teacher in Finland who had went on to explain to people in America over the internet about why they feel that schools in Finland are the best in the world. And there are other schools in other areas of the world that are much better than what we're doing here in the States. But specifically what they do in Finland is they pay teachers like doctors, and students enjoy over an hour of recess and free period, and there's no mandatory testing, which is the complete opposite of what they do in America. Now, I was a student of schools that were underfunded. I had principals that were charging students and charging the families over $200 around the end of the year in order for them to be able to pass on to the next grade because these schools were underfunded. The teachers were underpaid because my father was a teacher, so I experienced that. And I have a great issue with this. I have a big issue with this. I have a big understanding of this. I also have a very big cock.
That's the last call we'll take on this topic. Coming up, the president of Americans for Tax Reform.
That's Christian in Oklahoma City. And this is Joe, 19 years old in Las Vegas. Joe, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
What do you think? Race in America, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm a college student at the campus of UNLV, and ever since the Mike Brown incident happened, there's been a lot of subtle changes going around all around campus. But I think the biggest change that I've been able to notice is my wife lets me do anal.
And we're going to move on to D.
Riley in Fremont, Michigan, Democratic caller. Riley, what do you think?
Hi, my question is, do you think Howard Stern has a big penis?
Okay, we'll move on. Jim, Philadelphia, Republican caller. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
You're on the air, Jim. Go ahead.
Shit.
We'll move on to Keith. My apologies. If we can get Dave on the... Dave, you there in East Orland, Maine, independent caller? Dave, good morning to you. You ready to go?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I was just saying that I feel as though Benjamin Franklin would have issues with what's going on here. He once said that anyone willing to forsake freedom for security deserves neither and will lose both. And I was also wondering if you were going to suck Mr. DeLong.
All right, we'll go on to Tammy, Myersville, Maryland.
Los Angeles, Jack is next, Democrats line. Hello.
What? I'm on the fucking phone.
Let's go to Aaron. Aaron, Columbia, South Carolina, Republican line. Go ahead.
Jonathan, Portland, Oregon, independent.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for C-SPAN.
Morning.
My comments for Mr. Larson. How about you stop looking at Greta's tits, you shit?
Okay, we're going to move on. Apologies for that.
Michael from Vermont, 18 to 29 years old. Hello.
Yeah, hi. My question is, would he pork your asshole?
We'll go to West next. Normal, Illinois, 18 to 29-year-old. You're on with John Della Volpe of the Harvard Institute. Hello. If you don't mind, if I could just squeeze in another call and you can maybe give your thoughts on the last call and this next one. This is Donald, St. Louis, Missouri. Hi.
Do you suck dick?
Let's go to Brian in.
One more call. Johnny is in Mountainville, New Jersey. Democrat. Go ahead.
How you guys doing today?
Well, go ahead.
I was just curious, like, is it really, like, I am a Democrat and I do not support Trump to the fullest, just to be honest, but I don't really find it morally right, or I understand it's, might be tradition to show the tax return, but I really don't feel it's completely necessary, and you could go fuck yourself.
Apologize for that. We'll move on.
Richard in Maryland. Hello.
Hi, I would just like to thank you for taking my call, number one. Number two, you should go fuck yourself.
Also from Maryland, a story from the Wall Street Journal this morning.
Landon in Blue Springs, Missouri. Okay, let me move.
Oh, hello.
Hi, hi, Landon. Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah. So how are you doing?
Landon, when did you first start watching this, and what was your immediate reaction?
A couple hours ago.
And what was your immediate reaction?
I was super surprised, to be honest.
And what do you think about it?
I think it's super unjustified. Like saying I'm a monkey and you're a banana. And
okay, I'm going to move on to Patty, Valley Springs, California.